Hello, everybody. Happy New Year's. Episode 1 of my show. Been sitting here about 20 minutes just kind of looking at my notes and just like always putting everything off, so I decided to just hit record and start the show. My name is Steve May. This is Steve May Show. I'm a huge YouTube content consumer. Been thinking about starting a channel for about a year. Eventually, the goal would be to get monetized, get a big following, get a lot of views, become the first YouTube trillionaire, have, 7 billion subscribers, all that good stuff. Not really trying to copy anybody else. I'm not trying to be Joe Rogan. I'm not trying to be Mr. Beast. I don't think I've ever even seen a Mr. Beast video. For some reason, it's never entered my feed. Just going to be me. The show will probably develop over time. Right now, it's just going to be me sitting in the pickup, trying to find a quiet place and make some videos. Eventually, maybe have some guests. Who knows? Who knows where it's going to go? Maybe get a co-host at some point. I don't know. I am American. I am currently living in the Philippines. Been over here 6 times in 2024, with my 6th trip kind of being my essentially my permanent move. I'll get into that more later. Kind of what, from being a consumer on YouTube, I kind of have a lot of ideas of what I want to do and what I don't want to do. First of all, I see a lot of guys, especially guys making the expat and Philippine videos, maybe using their wife or their girlfriend kind of as, just kind of letting her run around in a bikini or whatever, just kind of essentially sexualizing their wife or girlfriend to try and get more interest in the channel, and that's great for them. That's not what I'm looking to do, so who knows? Right now, my girl doesn't even really want me to do this. She keeps talking about me getting a job, and that sounds great, but I'm not a tech person. I don't really have any tech skills. I can't write code or anything like that. I've never gone to school, studied anything like that. I can't get a Philippine job because I'm not a citizen. I don't have a work card, and if I did get one, what am I going to work my ass off for a month to make 400, 500 bucks worth of pesos? Probably not. I am retired. I do have a pension. But, that pensions are a fixed income, and it is what it is. It'd be nice to eventually get this to a point where it's monetized and I can make some more money. What I do plan on doing is just trying to be a little bit funny, be a little bit interesting, just be me. And if I can get some people to like it, hopefully, in the beginning, I can get my videos to be at least 8 to 10 minutes. Who knows? Will I ever get to a long form format where I'm doing 2 or 3 hours? Who knows? You never know, depending on if I get interesting guests, if I got a lot to talk about. But let's shoot for the 8 to 10 minute mark at first and see how that goes. Probably one of my strengths and flaws. What's your biggest strength and what's your biggest weakness, Steve? Probably honesty, to the point that I might be an oversharer sometimes, a lot of times, almost all the time. I try not to lie. Have I ever not lied? No, I have lied, and that's the truth. But I'm trying to eliminate that and doing a pretty good job. So things I don't want to do, back to the don'ts. One thing as a content consumer, every time I hear a creator say, oh, please subscribe, please like my video, please click it, oh, it's free. I don't know that I've ever once subscribed or liked to a video because someone reminded me to do it. If I like your content and I like your channel, I'm going to hit the subscribe button. And if it's a good video, I'll hit the like button if I think of it, but it's not going to be because you begged me to do it. So will I ever say, Please subscribe, please like. You know, if I do this for 3 years and have 10 subscribers and I'm not going anywhere, I'll probably get to the point where I'm not going to say I'm never going to do that. But I'm going to try not to do the whole, oh, please, please, it's free. It's free. Subscribe and like. Just watch. I'll probably start doing that. I'm going to try not to have any clickbait titles or clickbait thumbnails. I'm trying to keep the titles fairly honest. What I hate is when you click on a video that says, you know, oh, the clearest picture ever of a Sasquatch, and then you're 45 minutes into the video and they haven't showed you any pictures. They have barely... No, if you're going to advertise something in your title, get to the dang point. Put that up front. Make it be interesting enough that people will stay to watch the rest of the video. And if they don't, because they have a short attention span, at least they watch the first 5 to 10 minutes and you were honest about your title and you got the information out there. That's what I'm going to try and do. Is it wrong? Probably. I don't know. I'm brand new. My channel's going to suck for a long time, probably. Sorry. Yeah, no clickbait thumbnails, no clickbait misleading titles. My humor tends to be pretty dry, sarcastic. I'm kind of that big combination of dumbass and smartass that everyone just loves. And a lot of times my humor can switch from being extremely arrogant to being extremely self-deprecating, possibly in the same sentence. So I don't take myself too seriously. I kind of feel like I'm the person that doesn't have much shame. So, you know, a lot of times I'll do anything I'm thinking or say anything I'm thinking. If it comes to my mind, I'll blurt it out. And that's probably going to be true for here too. That doesn't mean I'm never, you know, whatever. You'll figure me out if you watch enough. I haven't even got myself figured out yet. So, another thing I'm not going to do, I see a lot of these channels where the guys get on there and they're, oh, they got the sunglasses on and they never take the sunglasses off. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Stop being a douche. Now watch in a week, I'll have sunglasses on. All right. Checking my notes. Who am I? Born in 71 in eastern South Dakota. Grew up in eastern South Dakota. Lived in the same house on the same farm my entire childhood. I feel very fortunate for that. I would say the first 14 years of my life, I really did not appreciate being a farm kid, living on a farm. What changed that is in South Dakota, at the time, I don't know if it's still the same, but you could get a driver's permit at 14. So when I turned 14 and eventually got my driver's permit, all of a sudden living on a farm 10 miles out of town wasn't such a big deal, and it was actually pretty cool. So, yeah, being a little kid and, you know, when you got to get on the bus and ride the bus for an hour with a bunch of other farm kids and all the kids that live in town are going to go play at someone else's house, that always sucked, but I turned out all right. Yeah, born in 71. Unplanned pregnancy. Can you believe that? No, I was the third of three. I was that kid that the mom and the dad had a boy, and they had a girl and a boy, and that's all they wanted, and they weren't going to, and then I was born 13 months after my brother. The funny thing is I didn't figure it out till I was about 18 years old that I was actually an unplanned pregnancy, that I was the oops baby. 18. How dumb. I mean, come on, Steve. Current events. You know, I don't know how much politics. Oh, look at that. Oh. Yeah, I only got one shirt that's like this. I don't know why I wore it today. Maybe to show off these big pale snakes. Anyway, don't ever expect me to talk about Philippine politics. That's a big no-no over here for expats. If others want to do it, go ahead, knock yourself out. I'm not going to talk about Philippine politics because I'm not a Philippine citizen. I don't want to get kicked out. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm here to be happy and enjoy my life and enjoy the Philippines, and hopefully I can improve the place by being here, and that's all. That's all. They're improving my life by letting me be here. Hopefully I can improve the country by being here. I know a lot of expats aren't really that way, so I want to be one of the good ones. Being an expat, your next question is, well, are you a passport bro? And I'm going to say, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm a passport bro. And there's different kind of passport bros in my mind. Now, there's probably about 3 different kinds. You got the guys that are just getting their passport and they're going to multiple different countries, and they're just, whether they're spending a week or a month or whatever, they're going around and they're just trying to get as much, forgive my French, get as much puss as they can get from as many girls as they can get it from. And they're just, scorch and burn, scorched earth, just going through the countryside. I think then you got your guys that just are, looking to get out and get away and maybe date some girls or whatever. And then you got guys like me. I'm actually looking for a long-term relationship. My relationships in the U.S. were failures. I'd like to have at least one more shot at one good relationship. Hopefully this is the one. But I was always that little boy that watched too many Disney movies. So my whole thing growing up was the Disney dream of, you meet that one girl and you fall in love and you get married and you grow, happily ever after. Happily ever. And I did get married. I married the wrong girl. Ignored a lot of red flags. Don't ignore the red flags. Didn't understand what narcissism was. Didn't understand the signs of it. Didn't understand really what I was getting myself into. Didn't understand a lot. You're young, dumb, and just trying to do the right thing and be a good guy. And then 20 years later, you're having the girl you shouldn't have married divorcing you and making you feel like a big pile of shit. And then, I'm going to admit, like I overshare, I went through quite a... trying to do this on my tablet or on my laptop. So, bear with me. Episode 1, it's going to suck. It does already suck. So, I don't even know what I was talking about. See, that's what happens. I'm 53. You get to 53, it takes that, and you lose your train of thought. Oh, let's go back to politics. All right, I'm not going to talk about Philippine politics. You want to talk about American politics? All day long, we can sit here and I can bore the crap out of you. Here's what I see has happened in the U.S. and in a larger part spreading to worldwide. I think if you look in the 80s and 90s at what the Democrat Party and what the Republican Party were, and those parties don't exist anymore. Now in my mind, we've got a new left and a new right. And the identity of the old left was, hey, we're the ones that care about people. We're compassionate. We make decisions based on our feelings and our hearts, and that bleeding heart liberal. That's not the way the left is anymore. And the left really never did have the corner on the market of caring. Republicans and the right tend to be more charitable, tend to do more good things for neighbors, all that stuff. And you can see that bear out. Look around. But now the new left is basically, you've got a bunch of powerful, in my mind, evil people, unelected people in the government, dark shadow government people that, yeah, they're wasting tax dollars. They're up to no good. They want to get rid of our rights. They want to control everything, and the thing about the new left is the new left will tell you everything they're up to because they They project pretty much everything they're doing, and anything that you see them talking about that they're Trump poops his pants. No, Biden poops his pants. Oh, Trump does this. No, Biden does that. Oh, the right does this. No, the right is fascist. No, the left is actually the fascist now. The left is the fascist. The left are the ones that are chasing Jewish students around college campuses. And the new right is a lot more inclusive. The new right, I think someone said it really good the other day. Might even have been Cenk. Oh, hate that guy. What a POS. Cenk from the Young Turks said something about, he recognized that if you agree with 5% of what people on the right say, they say, well, come on, they're open arms, come on in, let's talk about it, and we don't have to agree on everything. And if you disagree with 5% of what the left is doing, the left ostracizes you and said, get out of here, you're not one of us. And I think that's a lot true. That's a lot true. That's a lot true. Anyway, what's my Mandela moment? That's random. My Mandela effect, I don't know if you're familiar with that, look it up. I'm not going to explain it to you. My Mandela effect is the use of the phrase top of mind. I heard someone say that not too long ago, a few years ago, top of mind. And now everyone says top of mind. And I'm like, that's so stupid. Why do people say that? Where did that come from? When did people start using that expression? Top of mind. It's what? In the alternate universe that I'm from, no one ever said that. Why are they saying it now? Top of mind. Better check my notes. All right, so the new right and the new left, we can talk about that forever. We can talk about that a lot. I did vote for Trump. You want to turn the video off right now? Because I said I voted for Trump. A lot of people either voted for Trump or against Trump. That's pretty much it. I'm the opposite. I voted against the left. I voted for Trump because I was voting against the evil that has taken over the left. Period. Is Trump going to do a much better job? Yeah, Trump's going to do fine. Everyone that's, my rights, my right. What right did you lose? What right are you going to lose? Shut up. Shut up. You're not going to lose any rights. You know who wants to take away rights? The left. The left wants to take away people's rights. Projection. If you're on the left and crying about people getting the rights stolen, it's because you want to take away rights from other people. End of story. Period. All right. One thing I want to do on my channel is, because I am a huge YouTube consumer, is share some of my YouTube tastes with you. Promote other YouTube channels that I like, that I've subscribed to, whatever. I'm probably going to stick to one per day, one per video if I'm making daily videos, and tell you more about it. Tell you more about them if I can. Before, I like to research stuff. I like to use YouTube for research. And I'll kind of get to my Philippine story after a while, but for starting about 3 years ago, when I started kind of thinking about this, maybe not even 3 years ago, but I'd say at some point in 23, I started watching more and more videos about, expats in the Philippines, Filipinas, all that stuff. One channel that I stumbled upon that's just an absolute awesome channel. Totally recommend. Please go check her out. Please like and subscribe to her channel. I won't beg you to like and subscribe to mine, but hers is great. She works hard. She's been doing it about 4.5, 5 years. I think May of 2020, I think, is when she first started posting. And she is up to 380,000 subscribers as of today. So let's push her over 400. Let's push her to 1 million. She's amazing. It's a Filipina that lives down in Dumaguete, which is just on the other island off the south tip of Cebu. I'm on Cebu Island, so she's not that far from me. A different island. But her channel is called the Filipina P, P-E-A, because her name is P. Philippine names run the gamut. I mean, Americans, you can't say much. We've got probably a lot weirder names than anyone in the Philippines, so yeah. But extraordinary channel, lots of information. She does interviews. She does all sorts of different topics. It's a good channel for guys that are doing the whole research for the looking into the passport bro lifestyle. And she's a big proponent of the passport bros, and not just for Philippines. I mean, she's basically saying, if you're in the West and you are fed up and tired of what the feminist movement has turned women into, by all means, get your passport and start traveling and start looking around. There are plenty of great, awesome women in many other countries that will appreciate you, that will love you. It's just good content. Fully recommend the Filipina P. If I can figure out how to do all it, I'll probably try and put her link in the bottom. So that's my first channel to promote on my first episode of my first season of my first YouTube channel, the Filipina P. Yeah. Is this going to be a channel all about the Philippines? No. I mean, a lot of guys have channels that are just Philippines. There's a lot of Filipinos and Filipinas there are millions of channels out there. People in the Philippines are huge on social media. Wonderful people, great people, love them. So all the content you want, all the content you can find is out there. But I'm not going to spend my whole show talking about the Philippines, because you know what? I'm not an expert. All I know is what I've seen, what I've experienced. I'm not going to go through the work of making a detailed price list and tell you exactly, if you move here tomorrow, this is what it's going to cost you per month and all that. That's been done 1,000 times, and I don't have any interest in doing that. Here, I'll give you a little bit. My girl and I are now on our third place. We got a place right away. Back in January of 24. We got a place over on Mactan Island in Lapu-Lapu. That's where the airport is for Cebu City. We got you can call it a little 3-bedroom townhome. Was basically the setup. But townhomes here are not the same size as townhomes in the U.S. Everything's smaller. Everything's more condensed. One of the bedrooms was locked off and had just a couple furniture items in it that they apparently didn't want us to use because the people that owned it were out of country. And so we basically had the main bedroom and then one small bedroom that we used a little bit for storage. And most of our living we did downstairs. Big problem with that place. A couple big problems. The people that owned it, the place is only that wide. And they got a little car sitting right in front of it. So you had about 12 to 18 inches on each side of the car to get in and out of the place. Now imagine hauling furniture and stuff, and these people aren't around, and we don't have keys to the car, and the car, who knows if it even runs? Who knows? It just sat there the entire time we lived there, and we were about to move out anyway because of the car situation. We just got tired of asking them to move it or get it moved or whatever. We didn't know if it was even theirs. But there it was parked right in front of the place we were renting, couldn't get in and out. Back to the point of the story, little 3-bedroom townhome over in Lapu-Lapu was 10,000 pesos. Super quick. Filipino pesos are not Mexican pesos. They're not any other pesos. They're Philippine pesos. To the dollar, over the last 5 years, the Philippine peso has ran anywhere from about over 47 pesos to a dollar to a high of close to 60 pesos to a dollar. It's trending up. It's trending up over time, which is a great thing for Americans, especially where inflation in the United States has eaten 20 to 30% of your dollar in the last Biden years. 40%. How much has your dollar been eaten by Biden and his BS, dirty criminal 40%? Your dollar has actually gained value over here. Your dollar has gained value in the Philippines. Now, do I want millions of Americans flooding over here? No. If it's right for you and you're right for this place, come over. But I'm just saying, 10,000 pesos was our rent on that place. And that figures out to roughly, now the quick math, I already told you what the exchange rates are. The quick math is, a peso is a little bit less than 2 cents. The quick math is to take however many pesos you're talking about and divide it by 50. Divided by 50. So, I'll show you. I don't know if they get, I have not seen a bill bigger than this. I have not seen a bill bigger than 1,000 pesos. When you look at this, you're seeing a $20 bill. Is it exactly $20? No. You want to find a more accurate way? Divide 1,000 by 50. That gives you 20. Now take 10% more off. 20 minus 2 is 18. This is an $18 bill. Roughly. Rough math. And this is as big as they get. So if you're buying something expensive, you may have to come with a bushel basket full of 1,000 peso bills if you're not paying it, if you're paying with cash. Our second place, we ended up getting kicked out of that place because they were moving back, which was honestly fine with us. The only bad thing about it was that I was in the U.S. at the time. So my girl and her family, she found a place right away. She moved. Just amazing. She is so awesome. Get a Filipina. Anyway, she found a place. She moved. While I was in the U.S., I was not able to be here to help look for it, to do any of that stuff. She found a place up north of Cebu City, up north. So you got Cebu, Mandaue City, Liloan, up north, Consolacion, somewhere in there. And then like Compostela, as you're going north. So south of Danao, not Davao, Danao. South of Danao, between Danao and Cebu City, Mandaue City, a little neighborhood called Estaca. And that's where we moved to for our second place. Again, 10,000 pesos for that place. And that place technically had 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. So we went from 3 bedrooms and 1 bath down to, I think the first place only had 1 bathroom. Anyway, down to 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. Still 10,000. Still $180 a month for rent. And both of those places, the bad thing that both those places had going for them is they both just had 1 AC. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you're a big fat guy and you're not used to the hot heat, if you're not from Mississippi or Alabama and you're not used to this stuff, if you're from South Dakota and Colorado, I spent the last 30 years in Colorado. I'm just a big fat guy, and it doesn't take much for me to get sweating and hot. And yeah, 1 air conditioner, and it was both times in the master bedroom or the big bedroom. And basically I felt like I was kind of a prisoner in that bedroom, because you go out in the living room and within 30 seconds you're sweating. Let me tell you about the Philippine people. They don't sweat a lot in the heat because they're used to it. And whatever. Maybe they're used to it genetically. I don't know. Maybe they're just used to it. They've acclimatized to it. They don't sweat a lot. They do sweat. They will sweat, but not a lot. And they hate it when people sweat. From what I've seen, from what I've picked up on, they hate it when you sweat. So if you start sweating and sweating through your shirt like a big fat guy does in about 15 seconds, your awesome Filipina is going to be like, go change your shirt, go take a bath, go take a shower, go change. So if you don't have the appropriate air conditioning, you're going to be changing clothes a lot. You're going to be uncomfortable. So make sure, if you're not used to the heat, that you can't handle the higher temperatures and high humidity without instantly pouring sweat, find the AC. Now this place, the place we moved to now, and I found this place and I kind of demanded that we move. I kind of made a deal with my lovely Filipina that she, obviously almost every Filipina, their dream is to buy land and build a house. And it's not a I don't trust her thing. It's just, like I said, I've watched tons and tons and tons of content. And if you do the same, you will learn just about every single possible scam that people can run into. And one of the big scams that expats could possibly run into, and I'm not saying this is 100% of the time this happens. I'm not saying 0%. Somewhere between 0 and 100, the Filipina is going to get the expat to buy land, build a house, buy land that he can't own, to build a house that he has no claim to. And as soon as it's done, as soon as the last nail goes in, get off my land, get out of my house, we're broken up. Bye. Thanks for the house. And so will we buy land and build a house? Yes, eventually, because that's what she is dreaming of. And I would just soon buy a house that's already built, but according to her, it's going to be a lot cheaper to find land somewhere, get the house built. I mean, I saw on the Filipina P, one of her most recent videos. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but she had a house built. I believe it was 2-bedroom and maybe 1 bath or 2 baths. I can't tell you too much about it. I did watch the whole video, but it was at least a 2-bedroom. And in her title, she said she spent less than $8,000. And that's not including the price of land. Oh, the price of land here is another thing. Don't get me started on that. We'll talk about that in another video. But so she supposedly built a little 2-bedroom house for less than $8,000. So we're looking at some land right now, and hopefully gonna get a lot or 2 or 3 or 4. I don't know. We'll have to see where the money's at, what we can do, what they're willing to let us do. Big lots. Most of the lots here are 100 square meters or 200 square meters. You got to get used to the measurement of a square meter. If you're American and you're used to feet and yards, get used to square meters. A square meter is, I don't know, roughly 10 to 12 square feet. Look it up. But here everything is in square meters. And typical lots are either 100 square meters or 200 square meters. That's not very big. I mean, you're basically building a house. You maybe have a driveway, and that's your entire lot in a lot of cases. Now, lots we're looking at are like 1,000 square meters, which I would like so we can do more with it, have a garden, build more than one building, maybe build a garage, separate garage or something. I would like to have those options. And I'd like to maybe get, like I said, 2 to 3 to 4 lots so we have a lot of room to do, who knows? Who knows? But I'd like to be married first, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this place, we moved here. This place has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's, again, a 2-story townhouse type building, a little bit bigger than the first one we were in over in Lapu-Lapu. This one's in Mandaue City. And our rent here, it was advertised at 22,000 pesos a month. We got it for 19,000 pesos a month. I'm all over the place. Sorry, I probably have undiagnosed ADD. But, yeah, sorry. Can't keep a train of thought on the tracks. So, my point was, if I had just rented this place myself, I'd be paying 22,000. My Filipina, who is fluent in English and fluent in Bisaya or Cebuano, she got them to 19. If you're an expat, one of the things you're going to have to constantly watch out for is getting overcharged. Overcharged. There'll be two prices, one for Philippines and one for stupid expats. And if you're not careful, so it's really good. I'm not saying you have to get a girlfriend just to save money, because that's not how girlfriends work. But you're better off in bargaining and negotiating if you have a Filipina who is savvy and can speak the language, because you're going to hear about how some people act like, oh, every Filipina and every Filipino speaks perfect, fluent English. It's their second language. Tagalog is their first language, and English is their second, and they're fluent in. And no. A lot of Filipinos, some of them don't speak hardly any English at all. And their government operates in English. Their schools teach a lot of their classes in English. I've got people in my girl's family that I can't really even communicate with. And am I going to learn Bisaya or Cebuano? Eventually I'll pick up some words. And that's what I told her. I said, I'm horrible at learning foreign languages. It's going to take me 20 years. So all you people that pick it up real quick, good for you. But I'm glad she speaks English, because even then, even though she's fairly fluent in English, there's still a lot of miscommunications. You got to be patient. You got to see things for what they are, and keep that out of. I'm going to go ahead and turn the pickup back on. I came out here with it running and had the AC and everything cooled down, and by gosh, I'm starting to sweat like a big fat guy. So I'd turn it off so it wouldn't be so loud in here. I could shoot this up in my bedroom, but then I got the noise of that air conditioner running, and I can't do it downstairs. We've got a 1-year-old in the house, and there's naps. I'm loud. I actually was going to do this last night after New Year's, but I couldn't do it at New Year's because it's so loud here. Oh, fireworks, everyone for at least an hour. It was about 1 a.m. It finally quieted down, and by then I was too tired. I was like, I'll do it in the morning. I've put it off for a year. I might as well put it off another 8 hours. So anyway, we'll turn the pickup back on, and we'll resume my random thoughts. That's my drive camera. The Ford Ranger Wild Track. Yup. Yeah, we bought this in November after I came over. No, we got this on my September trip. Anyway. So back to Filipinas and negotiating stuff. Anyway, this place is $19,000. So roughly $360 a month for our rent for this place. Other than that, when you're looking at if you're in a condo or something, are you going to have to pay for the HOA fees? If there are HOA fees, are they going to pay it? Are you going to have to pay for trash removal? Are you going to have to pay for, you're probably going to be paying for water, you're probably going to be paying for electric, you're probably going to be paying for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi over here is cheaper than the US. Probably plan on at least 15 or 20 bucks for the bare minimum. That might be even underselling it. It might be closer to 30. I don't know what we pay. I knew when we got it, because I said don't get the slowest one, don't get the very fastest one. But electric. Now our electric tends to be pretty high because, like I said, there's a big fat sweaty guy living here. This place is equipped with 4 different air conditioners, and we usually just use 2. But it's not all my fault. It is not all my fault. My girl will set her air conditioner on freezer temperatures when she goes to sleep, and then hog all the blankets. But anyway, I think our last electricity bill was probably over $10,000, and from what I understand, electricity costs fluctuate some here and have been up quite a bit in the recent past. So 10,000 pesos again, you're over 10,000 pesos, you're looking probably about $200 a month for electric. Maybe comparable to what you might pay in the US, but Water's not that bad. Depends. Make sure you don't have a leak. I know in our place up in Estaca, I'm pretty sure we had a leak because we had 1 month where the water bill was like $10,000. It was just insanely high, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way on earth we use that much water. If you're going to turn on the shower at full blast and let it run all month, that's about what you'd have to do to get a bill that big. But we paid it, and shortly after that we moved, so hopefully they got it taken care of. Anyway, that's talking about Filipino costs. So in my notes, Steve was supposed to talk about kind of how did I get here. Start on that story. Again, I was married for 20 years, 95 to 2015. When I was just out of high school, I was the best man in one of my friends' weddings. I was a freshman in college, and one of my best friends from high school got married, asked me to be his best man. And, I'm an asshole, so right before he got married, when we were just the boys standing around, I was the best man, and him and another buddy of his that was standing up for him, and I looked him dead in the eye and said, "Can I be the best man at your next wedding too?" And he just gave me this oh shit look like, what? Anyway, he was married about 20 years, give or take. His marriage ended poorly. Kind of lost his whole family in a deal. Yeah, I'm not going to speak for him or his family or whatever, but I can see, because I'm kind of going through the same thing, but yeah. So around 2011, I think they met online. He met a girl from Iloilo, which is over here on a different island, and I think it's technically part of the Western Visayas region. And he eventually met her in person, and they've been together since 2011. They just celebrated, I think, their 13th wedding anniversary. So shout out to them. And this is a guy I'd see once in a while. We didn't live near each other. We didn't always go out of our ways to stay in contact, but from time to time we would be in contact. And the first time this guy was married, he went through the army, he got injured, blah, 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 and he went through a lot of different jobs, a lot of different careers. He just never seemed like the same old guy, and he never seemed happy. And I just kind of chalked it up to everything he was going through, blah, blah, blah. After he got divorced, after he spent a little while on his own, after he met his Filipina, and after he got married, from then on, every time I contact him, happiest guy in the world. Happiest guy I knew. And what he would tell me is, "Steve, get a Filipina." And of course I would say, that sounds great, but I'm married. And then after my divorce, by the time he saw him again and he brought it up, I'd be like, yeah, but I'm in this crappy relationship over here, so I can't, And, everyone's all he like, well, me and my wife don't do this anymore, but, a lot of guys are always trying to get us to set them up. And well, here's a picture of, 2 or 3 different girls that are friends with my wife that are single. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but, I'm dating someone right now. So I got divorced in 2015, so I'm about on a 6-year lag behind him, or more. Probably more, because I ended up in a relationship that basically ran from mid 17 to about the beginning of 23. And then I spent basically all of 2023 without a single date. And it wasn't that I wasn't really trying. I wasn't trying hard. But I don't know. On one hand, I'm like, well, is my relationship over? Is it not over? Is she dead? Is she alive? Who knows? She's not dead. She wasn't dead. I didn't know. She ghosted me quite a bit during 2023. So, I just kind of had the thought that, man, even a blind squirrel will eventually find a nut. I thought at some point there's got to be some girl with low enough self-esteem to be willing to go on a date with me. I'm not that hideous. I mean, I'm not perfect. Am I overweight? Sure. Yeah. So? Lots of people are. When you drive around and you see homeless meth heads walking around holding a girl's hand, and you're thinking, oh, that guy's got a girlfriend and I can't have one? Man. What the heck? So, man, I'm kind of scattered, huh? So anyway, spent most of 2023, didn't have a single date. Again, wasn't really trying, just kind of wanted it to happen organically. I was driving for like 2 years. I did rideshare driving. More about that in later episodes. Never used that as a way to meet girls, but I still thought, there's really nothing. If a driver's hitting on customers, that driver should be fired, whatever. That's how I feel. And I was actually fired because a girl complained, a big fat ugly girl complained that I was sexually harassing her. So to that girl, F you. You're a bad person. I hope you got your effing refund, you dirty POS. So, drivers should not be hitting on their passengers. If you're a rideshare passenger and your driver's hitting on you, for God's sakes, report it. Get rid of these scumbags. Get rid of them. Make sure they're actually hitting on you. Don't be some snowflake idiot that's like, oh, I think maybe he meant something. No. If they're blatantly harassing you, if they're blatantly sexually harassing you, if they're blatantly hitting on you, unless he's a fantastic guy and you're really into it, report him. Or report her or whatever. Just saying. Yeah. I just kind of thought that at some point there may be a girl that's like, hey, I'm single. This guy, maybe I wonder. No, never. Nothing. Like I said, I wasn't trying for it, but I was a fun driver. I'd get by people singing. I'd be cracking jokes. It was karaoke car all the time. Anyway, we're talking about, remind me, it's going to be a lot better if I could do lives and people are in the chat going, you were talking about this. Yeah. So, end of 2023, I could tell you it was November 23rd of 2023. I said, F it. F this. And it, I can go on and on and on about Western women and blah, 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 and feminism and yada, yada, yada. But the truth of the matter is, I realized, I accepted the fact that I have no value in the dating market in the West. Am I saying there's not a single woman on earth in the West that would date me? No, I'm not saying that, but you get tired of being lonely, hoping, dating sites. I was on 2 different dating sites in 23. Absolutely worthless. Absolutely worthless. That's a kick in the nuts, getting on a dating site, especially as an older guy, especially, what a kick in the nuts. You're lucky if you can get a response. Super lucky if you can get a response twice. If they'll talk to you more than 2 or 3 days and then all of a sudden you're ghosted. Did they die? Oh my God, I killed another one. She died. She's no longer responding. Whether you cracked a dumb joke that they didn't like or whatever. Maybe they looked for my Instagram and see I don't have an Instagram. They're like, well, he must be hiding something if he doesn't, whatever. No value in the dating market in the West. And I said, you know what? F this. I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger. I am pulling the trigger. I've been watching videos on the YouTubes about all this Filipinas and stuff. I'm gonna I'm going to cast a wide net. I'm going to do it. So I happened to be watching this video, and it wasn't one of the normal channels that I watch, but at the end of it, it was a dating site, or it was a dating service. Not a dating site, it was a dating service. These two women that, try and hook up Filipinas with expats. But at the end of their video, they were sponsored by blah, 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 a dating site. And I said, might as well try that one. So in the dating site in the West, if you're a man, you know how it works. The average man, and I'm not speaking for myself, I'm just saying in my mind this is what the average man in the West does. He gets on there, and unless he's, got a golden cock and he's God's gift to women, he's just swiping yes on every single one, unless one catches his eye and says, oh, ooh, no. But he's probably swiping yes, 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 maybe yes, yes, yes on practically every woman on there. If they pop up, he's swiping. Shotgun. They're shooting at a flock of birds with a shotgun, hoping to hit one. Now, women get on there, and they'll say, oh my God, I got contacted by 200 guys today. And they're swiping, no. It's a statistical fact that on average, women say no to 95% of the guys on dating sites in the U.S. Now, considering there's a lot of women that probably say no to 99.9, yeah, that 5% is probably a high number. It's probably even less than that. So as a guy, as a girl, your ego is going to go like this, because all of a sudden you think because you put makeup on and push your tits up in a bikini or whatever, that all of a sudden you're hot shit and you deserve that 10% guy. Well, obviously you do. If you got that many guys interested, you deserve that 6'6" guy in financing with a 8-inch cock and $1 billion trust fund, and that's clearly you deserve that. So hold out for it. So yeah, dating sites suck. The two I tried, I probably could have tried more, but how many kicks in the nuts can you take before you just say, eh. Anyway, so I get on this Filipina dating site. I'm not going to say which one yet. Maybe later I'll disclose it, but I'm not going to promote any one over the other. There's several of them. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. I'll just say going in, you have to realize most of the accounts are scam accounts, bad accounts, catfish accounts, whatever. Go in being highly skeptical. Properly vet any girl you're talking to before anything. I'll talk more about dating sites and advice on that later. Getting back to the topic, I got on that site on November 23rd of 2023, and looking back at the two sites I was on where I hardly ever got any messages, hardly ever got any responses. I went active on that site, and in 3 days, I was contacted by over 300 accounts. 300 women's accounts. I had messages, and it was all I could do to keep up on these messages, because, every woman that messages a potential girlfriend, wife, whatever, your potential future. So you really got to, I literally cast a wide net. I went in and said, 18 to 80. That's not what I said, but close enough. Cast a wide net. Let's see what happens. And nothing against older Filipinas, but the ones that were contacting me, I wasn't prepared. There's several that were contacting me, and I'm like, is that at a certain age, some, not all, at a certain age, some Filipinas start to look like little old Filipinos. And that's not what I'm looking for. Not what I was looking for. 300 messages, over 300 accounts messaged me. Not 300 messages, probably thousands of messages. But over 300 accounts messaged me in 3 days. I eventually, on that third day, made my initial contact with my girl, and I'll talk more about why her and not someone else. But anyway, that's it. Over here, I have value. In other countries, I have value on the dating market. In the U.S., I don't see myself as having any dating value. It's just what it is. You can get mad about it, you can get sad about it, or you can just accept it and say, well, I either go elsewhere or I find a way to be happy being alone. And I'm not wired to be alone. I don't like being alone. I enjoy the company of women. I enjoy the company of one woman. I enjoy a monogamous relationship. I enjoy a physical relationship. I enjoy women, one at a time. Yeah. So, yeah, that's how I ended up. I already had my passport. Got that during my last relationship because that one, I'm talking about exes. Actually, I probably had that passport from an anniversary trip I went on back when I was married. So, anyway, got my passport renewed. Had a passport. Met a girl over here. The rest is history. So, look at my notes. Try and wrap this up. See if did I make the 8 minutes? I'm at 56. That's too much. I lost everyone probably at the 4-minute mark. One thing I want to put on each episode is maybe just a little bit of wisdom, a word of advice to the younger generation. I don't know that we do enough as parents and schools and everything to properly get kids ready to be adults. You know, I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm not for teaching sex education in schools, especially teaching it too young. At the same time, there's certain things that need to be said to kids before they get to a certain age. But that's not what I want to talk about today. Today, my notes that I wrote down said, and this is what I'm going through now, is I would like to find a remote online job that I can do, a U.S. job that I can do from here, like on a computer. And I thought it would be easy. Oh, I'll get some customer service job. I'll get some data entry job. I'll find some, I got a long work history. I'm smart. I'm good looking. People want me. You can't, no. All these job sites are just endless circles of, you get sent from one to the other and everything, you do apply for a job, you don't hear back. I mean, it's just, I don't know. If somebody's got some advice, if somebody wants to offer me a jobby job, I don't need much. I've got a pension. I just want to supplement that some. Hopefully YouTube will work out. Like and subscribe. But yeah. Heck, I'd work minimum wage if it came with health insurance. No. I am worth $180,000 a year. But if you only want to pay me $179, I might think about it. But yeah, it'd be nice to get back on a good health insurance plan. It would be nice to get on a good health insurance plan through the United States, even though I'm over here a lot of the time. But so here's my point in my little job searchy search that I've been working on the last couple months. If you're going to go beyond high school, and even in high school, focus your education on what you really want to be when you grow up. And all these woke social crap, those jobs don't exist If they do, someone else already has it. We need plumbers. We need electricians. If you want to get in tech, by God, study tech. A lot of the jobs that people have in my situation are tech jobs. I never studied code writing. I never studied computer science. I never went. Can I get on a computer and do stuff? Sure, but for what they want, you read some of these job title descriptions, you're like, well, I don't qualify for that. Well, I don't qualify for that. Well, I'm not. It's like, could I go and get in schooling? And I'm almost 54. You think I want to go to a year or 2 or 3 of some schooling? I mean, if I got a job and they said, we're going to put you through this rigorous 4-week thing and you're going to learn everything you need to learn to do this job proficiently, 8 weeks, whatever. Yeah, even if it's a light paid training, whatever. Great, I'll do that. But do I want to pay for schooling? I didn't like schooling. I went to university for 5 years and didn't graduate. I quit after 5 years because a lot of reasons, but ADHD, like I said, I think I have undiagnosed ADD, which makes this probably a lot harder for you to watch than it is for me to make. Sorry. So, yeah, school and me. I'm smart. Ask me how smart I am. Hey, Steve, you're pretty smart. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking smart. I'm also pretty dumb. Really dumb. Super dumb. But I'm smart. So let's close this up. We're over an hour. Nobody's going to want... I mean, I'm just talking to myself. I don't have a single subscriber. I had one guy that's a Facebook friend of mine subscribed to my other YouTube. And I'm like, well, I decided I didn't want to use that for my YouTube channel because, I want to be able to maybe get emails from people that are watching my stuff or whatever. I don't want all my emails piling into my current email that already gets 100 times too many emails as it is. It's just all junk mail and crap that I can't keep up with and can't seem to figure out how to filter and screen well enough. So, yeah, I made a new email, made a new channel. This is it. I got 0 subscribers. Maybe I can get on my other account and subscribe to this channel. I'll be my first subscriber. Then I just have to watch 4,000 hours of my video. Yeah. So there's some milestones I'm picking up on this YouTube stuff. They want you to get 50 subscribers before you can go live. You got to have 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 hours of watch time before you can get monetized and blah, blah, blah. And I know there's tens of thousands of videos out there on how to make money and how to monetize from day one and blah, blah, blah. I've watched a few of them. I probably need to go watch them again, but, So, here's a non-job offer for someone. If you're in the Cebu area, whether you're an expat or a Filipino or Filipina, or whether you're young or old, if you like YouTube and you're good at doing stuff like... See, this isn't going to be edited. Not even 1 second. I'm making the video and I'm going to go inside and hit send or whatever. So if you like editing videos, if you want to help me get my channel up and running, we can talk about it. We can negotiate something where you're not going to get screwed over if it ends up being, the $1 trillion channel. Trillion? You're not going to get screwed over. But if you're in the Cebu area, if you're in the Mandaue City area, I've got a vehicle. I can drive to you, I want to try and make a show a day. We'll see. It took me a year to make this one, to get off my ass and stop procrastinating. It took me a year. I guess New Year's resolution, start the damn channel. So if you want to come on board, help me out. I'm not going to say you're going to be married to the channel or I'm going to be married to you on the channel, but if you want to help edit stuff, I'm kind of clueless. I could use the help. So, that's it. Let me check the notes. It's a notebook. That's where you put notes. So yeah. Oh yeah. I just want to say, on your education, get valuable education that's actually applicable to the real world. Don't skip over vocational careers. Plumbers and electricians and HVAC guys make bank. They make a hell of a lot more than a fucking barista. Pardon my French. I'm going to try real hard not to swear on this channel. It's going to be hard. I like to swear a lot. I like to use bad words. Try not to. It's not good. So, edit that part out. Get an education that is applicable to a real career. Don't skip over vocational. For God's sakes, at least get some sort of tech education while you're in school, because eventually everything, even if AI replaces 98%, still every job that's out there, you're going to have to know something. Don't be like me where you work a whole career, you retire with a pension, and you're stuck with no other real income because I just got a curtain closed on me. That's not good. So, get an education that's applicable. Don't be studying gender fluidity in herds of zebras in Namibia. Don't be studying the social influence of the color indigo on forests in Germany. Don't study stupid crap. Oh my God, you ever seen that video where the girl's like, I'm studying this, and they're just coming up with the dumbest. It's like, what are you going to do other than make coffee? Don't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars getting education to make coffee. More later. I think this is time to wrap up episode 1. Okay. See you tomorrow. Happy New Year.